Hello my dear students, welcome to Prudence Coaching English class. In this particular channel, you will get ICSE, CBSE and WBBSE solutions. As usual, today we came up with another important chapter of your book. Here we are going to get the line by line explanation of this poem, that is Goodbye Party for Miss Pushpa TS. So let's get started. Friends, our dear sister is departing for foreign in 2-3 days, and we are meeting today to wish her bon voyage. So from this particular stanza we get to know that the speaker addresses the colleagues and subordinates as friends in a party to bid goodbye to a subordinate Miss Pushpa. The speaker tells them that their dear sister Miss Pushpa is leaving for a foreign country and they all wish her happy journey. Let us move on to the next stanza. You are all knowing friends. What sweetness is in Miss Pushpa? I don't mean only external sweetness, but internal sweetness. Miss Pushpa is smiling and smiling, even for no reason, but simply because he is feeling. So from this particular paragraph we get to know in these lines, the speaker reminds the friends about Miss Pushpa's sweetness, which is both internal and external. He tells of Miss Pushpa's good and amicable nature. She always puts on a smiling face. It is obvious that Nizam Ezekiel, who is the poet of this particular poem, is ridiculing the habitual use of the continuous tense, even where it is ungrammatical and inappropriate. So from this particular paragraph, it is clear to us that Miss Pushpa was of a good nature, who used to have a smiling face always, and she was good and amicable nature. And students, you will notice that in this poem, the poet Nizam Ezekiel uses simple Indian English. Here, he is making gentle fun of the people who cannot speak English properly by including in the poem common mistakes made by the speaker whose mother tongue is not English. There are grammatical mistakes, strange arrangement of words, and phrases and idioms which are direct translations of expressions in Indian languages. They all sound very odd in English. And the poem is in the form of a speech made by one of the Miss Pushpa's friend. So here these things will be found more as you go on reading the poem. So let us move on to the next stanza. Miss Pushpa is coming from a very high family. Her father was a renowned advocate in Balza or Surat. I am not remembering now which place. So from this particular stanza, we get to know that the speaker continues his address at the goodbye party and tells the audience that Miss Pushpa belongs to rich and renowned family. Her father was a famous advocate in Balza or Surat, but exactly where he does not remember the correct place. So here speaker is saying that Miss Pushpa belongs to a very rich and renowned family. Her father was famous advocate and the speaker does not remember whether it was in Balza or Surat. So let us move on to the next stanza. Surat. Ah, yes. Once only I stayed in Surat with my family members of my uncle's very old friend. His wife was cooking nicely. That was long time ago. So from this particular stanza or in these lines, the fun about the mind of speaker who forgets the occasion and starts talking about his days in Surat with the family of his uncle's old friend. The speaker is informed by someone in the audience that the place was Surat, and he remembers and talks about his experience in Surat. The speaker's regression to Miss Pushpa's father and hanging on it. The speaker's connection to Surat and then to her uncle's very old friend and his wife there are typical of the unprepared, spontaneous speech, characteristics of many Indians who lacks propriety in such grave formal functions. More clearly, if you want to understand this particular stanza, you will find the speaker who is addressing the goodbye party or a formal function. While addressing it, he goes back to his own memory and starts discussing about the occasion while he stayed with his old uncle's friends' family in Surat, where he found that his uncle's old friend's wife used to cook nicely. So here, while addressing a formal party or function, the speaker comes up with his own sentiments, and here what the poet wants to just bring up the sentiments of the speaker of the Indians who are not native English speakers. And the things which we find here is the typical unprepared spontaneous speech of the speaker in a formal gathering. So my dear students, now I think it is clear to you. Let us move on to the next stanza. Coming back to Miss Pushpa. She is most popular lady with men also and ladies also. So from here we get to know, after diversion from the topic of his speech, the speaker come back to Miss Pushpa. He says that she is very popular with both men and women. It is obvious in the lines that Nizam Ezekiel, who is the poet of this particular poem, is ridiculing the amusing, ungrammatical speech of Indians and their sentimental, exaggerated way of speaking. So here we get to know that in the previous stanza, the poet went back to his memories, talking about himself, his experience, his sentiments, and after that he comes back to the topic of Miss Pushpa. That is, he goes on addressing her. Where he says that this Miss Pushpa was very popular with both men and women. And students, in this particular paragraph, we find the poet of this poem, Nizam Ezekiel, is ridiculing the amusing and ungrammatical speech of Indians and their sentimental, exaggerated way of speaking. Whatever I asked her to do anything, she was saying, just now only, I will do it. That is showing good spirit. I am always appreciating the good spirit. Miss Pushpa is never saying no. So from this particular stanza, we get to know that here the speaker is praising his subordinate, Miss Pushpa. The speaker goes ahead and praises her good nature. She would never say no to the work assigned to her. This shows that she has a good spirit and her readiness to do any work. She is a willing worker. The unnecessary use of just and only exhibits the speaker's ignorance of the usage of English words, creating laughter and fun. So, as I have discussed earlier, students, here the poet Nizam Ezekiel is making a gentle fun of the people who cannot speak English, or you can see who are not native English speaker. So let us move on to the next stanza. Whatever I or anybody is asking, she is always saying yes. and today she is going to improve her prospect, and we are all wishing her bon voyage. Now I ask other speaker to speak, and afterwards Miss Pushpa will do summing up. So from this particular stanza, we get to know in the concluding lines, the speaker says that she was always ready to help whatever asked by him or any other colleagues. Today, the speaker and the other colleagues have gathered to wish her happy journey as she is going abroad to improve her prospects. After this speech is over, the speaker asks other speaker to speak and says that Miss Pushpa will sum up after the colleague's speech. So students, with this we come to the end of this particular poem. So my dear students, let us know something about the poet who wrote this wonderful poem. Here the poet is Nizam Ezekiel. So this is the picture of the famous poet. Nizam Ezekiel was born in the year 1924 on 16 December and died in the year 2004 on 9th January. Was an Indian Jewish poet, actor, playwright, editor and art critic. He was a foundational figure in post-colonial Indian literary history, specifically for Indian poetry in English. He was awarded the Sahitya Akademi Award in 1983 for his collection Latter Day Slams by Sahitya Akademi, India's National Academy of Letters. Ezekiel has been applauded for his subtle, restrained and well-crafted diction, dealing with common and mundane means simple, themes in a manner that manifests both cognitive profundity as well as an unsentimental, realistic sensibility that has been influential on the course of succeeding Indian English poets. Ezekiel enriched and established Indian English language poetry through his modernist innovation and techniques, which enlarged Indian English literature, moving it beyond purely spiritual and Orientalist themes to include a wider range of concerns and interests, including familial event, individual angst, and skeptical socialistic introspection. So my dear students, with this we come to the end of this particular chapter. If you find the content of this video helpful, like, share and comment below if you need something more. And also check the playlist to get all videos arranged in order according to your needs. So students, stay safe, enjoy your learning and keep watching. Thank you.